Hey, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Rachel. You are welcome to the Horizon, the voice of the Amber Woman on ABC TV. We are very sorry for the late start. You would not believe it, so many technical issues. That is why you will notice that we are not streaming live on Facebook. So, because we've been trying to connect, please, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Amazonians on ground one, on ground two, on ground zero, in the world at large. Please, if you are listening to us, if you are connected to us, do share with friends and relatives that they could go on YouTube and they will watch us there live. We are happy to be with you again live. The women of Amazonia, the women of this liberation struggle, we are here again to talk to you on the topic One Eye on BUEA and One Eye on the Enemy. You can all bear with me that in the past weeks, many things have been going on, many narratives, many gruesome pictures, many audios, several forms have come out to condemn, to criticize, some to affirm, some to take um, to confirm that they know what is ongoing. Some claim to be the all-knowing, the omniscient. But the women in Amazonia, those of us on the horizon, those that had the time to come up today, we are not happy. We are bleeding. We are shedding tears because lots of things are going on that are not in favor of our liberation struggle. Today with me in the studio, we have three powerful women. You will know them all because their voices have been heard all the time in this liberation struggle. Um, Without taking much of our time, we are going to be talking on, I'm going to be bringing you on these mothers, these aunties, these wives, mothers who say we cannot sit quiet in the face of an oppression, in the face of genocide, in the face of indiscriminate killing, targeted killings. It's a terrible for humanity. We add our voice to many others that are already crying. At this point, I'm going to bring to you Ma Ann. She will introduce herself. She'll let you know, talk to you. Ma Ann, we have Ma
Good
Ann
evening.
here today. We have Ma Comfort, we have Lady Casey. Each one is going to greet you, fellow viewers, and without taking much of our time, we're going to get into the real issue. Ma Ann, did you say hello to your people?
Yeah, thank you for bringing me in, my Rachel. Good evening, fellow viewers. Good evening, my fellow Ambazonians and our restoration forces on the ground. Good evening, all of you, the internally displaced and the externally displaced. I bring greetings to you from the heart of Europe, and I want to thank everyone who is here today because we have a lot to give you. So as time unfolds, everything will be coming out. Thank you, Mark, Rachel, for bringing me in once more.
Oh, welcome, Ma Ann. I am pleased to have you here today in the studio. Ma Comfort, Ma Comfort, you are welcome with a smile, with the I can.
Hello, Marichelle. Thank you so much once again for bringing me up on the horizon, the voice of the Amber Woman. Hello, Ma and hello, Lady Casey. I greet you all. I greet you all, televiewers. I say hi to you watching us through YouTube. May you do well to share because we're unable to broadcast live on Facebook so that people can follow us on YouTube live. Special greetings to all of our fans watching us all over the entire sub-Saharan Africa. Special respect to the Ambazonia Restoration Forces. Much love to our refugees, our IDPs. And uh, heartfelt condolence to the families that have lost their loved ones. Thank you. I think the show is yet to begin. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark Comfort, for that explicit talking to our people around the world. Lady Casey, thank you very much for multitasking. You're welcome to greet our people.
Thank you, Ma Rachel. Thank you for inviting me to this program once again. And I'm honored to be part of the Amber Woman Voice. And we're here to express the perspective of the women in Amazonia. Thank you, and greet every Amazonian who is joining us. And those who are joining on YouTube, please share the link to all to watch. And all our people on ground zero, your resilience is our motivation and our inspiration. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah, thank you, wonderful ladies. Thank you, wonderful sisters. We are going to interact today, talking with our people. There are lots of things going on, as I said before. There have been killings, there have been meetings by people whom we look up to, international organizations where we thought in time of crisis they will step in and do justice to the depressed and the oppressed. But here we see that there are groups of people who call themselves reconstructing group of conscience reconstruction under the banner of UNDP. I wonder if it is the real UNDP that we know under the auspices of the United Nations itself, or it is a kind of window dressing, sugar coated group of people who are parading the land space of Amazonia. It beat our imagination to say, how could there be war, ongoing genocide, killing people here and there, and others say they want to go and reconstruct? It will beat anybody's imagination. Are they for real? Without my comfort, I know you. There is something you will have to. We all will share on this issue. What is it that you can tell your people? Let's interact and let the people know that feel what we feel, that they are not left alone.
Okay, thank you, Ma Rachel. Thank you for bringing this up. And this word reconstruction is something that I don't know how many times some of these people need to be taken to the classroom, no matter how retarded, excuse my language, their memories, their cognitive ability, capabilities are now, because if I remember the last time Lady Marianta sat on this platform, she made them to understand that you can only reconstruct something that you built, someone destroyed, and you are reconstructing. They did not build anything anyway. They only destroyed it. And this, I want to use this as an opportunity to first of all give a sound warning to whoever is involved in this, from the international community to the enablers to the federalists to unionists and whatever they call themselves, that Amazonia, we Amazonians are in the process of reconstructing homeland. We are in a liberation struggle, and at the same time, we are reconstructing what we built, and some irresponsible, callous individuals came and destroyed it. Nobody can reconstruct Amazonia for us. We have been waiting for over 60 years. It is not this morning they started breaking Amazonia down. They have been destroying us every year for over 6 decades, and it only escalated to its climax now. And we stood up since 2016. What we are doing now is a process of reconstruction. If we need Amazonia reconstructed, re-erected, we are doing it by ourselves. So we are fighting to liberate homeland because we got our independence restored on the 1st of October 2017. And we can only go ahead to reconstruct it. So nobody reconstructs Amazonia for us. Enough of the provocations from the United Nations development programs, from the international community, enough of the conspiracies. We are sitting here. I speak, my heart is bitter. Our hearts are heavy because of what we are going through. They ignore us. Our lives do not matter. Our children are being killed every day. And they come back to reconstruct. What are they reconstructing? Can you be reconstructing and destroying at the same time? Why are they contradicting themselves? You cannot be they say reconstruction is going on here, even though we don't see anything going on, which we don't even want anywhere. And on the other side, they are still killing a child. They are still raping a woman. They are still destroying property. They are still destroying crops. They are still rendering our parents and our children homeless. What are they reconstructing? Sister Rachel, I would like to keep a bookmark on this because I think that other sisters have a say because I'm coming back. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much, Ma Comfort. The question is really, what are they reconstructing? What did they even build? The Amazonians have proven themselves through our war draft that is still ongoing because we are doing it every day. People are still paying their bits to make sure that it comes to a complete fulfillment. That is a sign for them to know that the Amazonians for 60 years now have never stopped, knowing that that piece of land on the surface of the earth belongs to them, and they will go every mile to do what they want for that land. If the people should have a voice, have a say, and have the doings in their own space. As you said, other sisters will have something to say on this. I will call upon our Ma Ann to add her voice. What Ma Ann, a group of people, we respect churches, we respect beliefs, we respect when they say a pastor is coming. We remember those times when they say pastor dey come, all man, mommy they don't go church, all man they humble themselves. Pastor speaks, everybody respects. But what can you say for this group that went to sit in BUEA? They said they were in Douala. Cardinal Tumi was there, the imams were there, the pastors of the Presbyterian Church, the ones of the Baptist Church, all the big people we can respect. What can you say? What has this religion, supposed men of God, got to do in the face of injustice and killings that they have not yet condemned, but they think they can support reconstruction? What can you say about that, Ma Ann?
Thank you, Ma Rachel. I like that word injustice because Martin Luther King Jr. once said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So whether you are a religious leader or whatever, as long as you are unjust to the people who look up to you, then you are not worthy of that title. So if anybody who under whatever guise or umbrella sat in BUEA about or whatever, because his lips were oiled, you understand? I think gone are those days when churches still had those moral values, those moral rectitude in that when churches represented the positive impression in the society. These people have clearly indicated to us that the churches they are leading are just an example of what the white man did, coming to Africa with the Bible in the right hand, in the left hand, with and a gun in the right hand, and grabs everything we had, grabs even our own souls, then imprison us in our own consciences. And that is exactly what they are trying to do. But we know it will not work. It is failed upon arrival. So if those people gathered in BUEA and talked about whatever, they were talking to themselves and to their families, because that will not hold. Because let me say, let me quote Martin Luther King once more. He said, "Freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. So as long as we keep following our oppressor to make a decision on our own freedom, then we are doomed to remain in slavery for the rest of our lives. So it's time we stand up and say no. But that is, I believe that is exactly what we are doing right now. Because whatever these religious leaders stand there, it will not cancel the fact that these men, these people who claim to reconstruct, still kill our own people day in, day out. Are you not touched? Didn't you see our brother Patangem chained on his dying bed until he gave us all up the ghost with chains, with handcuffs in his hands? What type of reconstruction are they talking about? If they had to reconstruct, they should start by first building, by first acknowledging the fact that we have been destroyed, and then we will do our reconstruction ourselves. No, you cannot live in your house, your roof is leaking, and your neighbor comes to mend your roof without you acknowledge, without you telling him that your roof is leaking. How can your neighbor know that your roof is leaking? Why do they want to come and reconstruct Amazonia? We are the ones who construct our country. La Republic has no right to put a team of his surrogates and hand clappers, people he has given a few chains or a few coins from France to come and reconstruct. No, that will not happen as long as we are alive. Because I have a fellow lady, Aung San Suu Kyi, who said the only prison is fear, and the only real freedom is freedom from fear. So as long as we are afraid to say it out, then we are still in prison. So now we have to speak out and tell those religious leaders that it's time they back off everything that concerns Amazonia. So I believe that is what we have to be calling on our people to do, calling on our restoration fighters to do, calling on our refugees to do, just like they did to Okala Bila in Nigeria. I heard he was rejected. So those are the type of things we have to do. The records should be set straight. We, in country, La Republic has nothing, I repeat, nothing to dictate or do as far as Amazonia is concerned. And La Republic stands no chance of even giving us independence or talk less of reconstructing our own country. We have the right to do that. So who asked La Republic to
That's
decide
right.
for us?
That's
So,
right.
Marshall, anyway, I will be coming in from time to time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ma. And that was very powerful. That was very, very powerful. I can say the women, our sisters have already spoken. It is unjust for men of God, for an international body to let itself go without the voice of the UN itself. Because I believe the UNDP is a subsection under the UN. What baffles me is that the UN itself has not made any statement. If you look in their webpage, you will not even see whether there is a task force that has been sent to reconstruct in Amazonia. It bothers me to begin to think that this is the same thing that was done during the election in La Republique, where some people came and said they were international observers. And after a due research, we realized that they were just impostors. That is, there are a lot of things going on here that when the international community, whom we are really relying on, that they are the body that would overwatch us, that they will oversee and come and sit down to talk about this issue. But on the other side, there are things that they are still using other bodies to say, like the UNDP to say they are coming to reconstruct. Who is reconstructing? We begin to wonder whether it's France itself that has come, dress up people, give them vehicles to go in there and begin to be spying on our people, spying on our land, and be giving them the message. Because the rampant killing of young men and women these days, the atrocities that are going on, we begin to wonder if it is because of the UN General Assembly that is going to come up in September. Because it is alarming, But then we wouldn't sit quiet. We will continue to call the things by the name. We'll continue to speak them out and to remind them that we can really identify injustice. Without taking too much, I'm going to call on our sister Lady Casey to equally add her voice. Lady Casey, what this issue? Let's just finish this reconstruction thing, because to me it is really, it's taking the life of our people. Our people are dying, but it is a kind of a double jeopardy of insult to the people of Amazonia. What can you say? um, um, Add your voice to the enabling group of people who call themselves that they are reconstructing Amazonia. Lady Casey, you are welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I mean, Ma Comfort and Ma Ann have said it, but let's look at it from this other angle. There is killing, there is burning of houses, there is continuous destruction of farm produce, of crops. You know, these images fly every day. We see the brutal how La Republic are pulling our people on the street till they're bleeding. You know, our streets in in Amazonia is flooded with our blood, and they come with mask organization as UNDP that they want to reconstruct. I mean, that is adding insult to injury. You know, let's first of all check this. We know in other conflict areas in Africa in particular, those control power, the oppressors have used United Nations, uniforms, cars, gear to penetrate the others' territory in the name of peacekeeping forces and destroy them. So it's not the first time. We remember that we had a video of burning of houses. I think it was in Munya, where they were wearing the United Nations hat. You know, the military men. That's what they were wearing. So now we need to unmask those people who are coming in the name of United Nations Development Program to reconstruct. Who are these people? Because we will not just be crying up and down the place of the destruction they are causing in our territory. The enemy, disguising as members of this organization to cause destruction in our enemy. So we need to know who is behind what, who is behind which image. No international organization emblem or uniform will just be put on and enter our territory, and then we will just be panicking, thinking, oh, things are about to change. No, the enemy we know the brutal enemy we have. By now we're supposed to know how evil and brutal and ruthless La Republic is. So we should not take anything that is not publicly declared. Like Rachel, you mentioned that there is nothing in their website that the United Nations Development Program have sent any group or envoy to Amazonia. So if they don't have an official public statement, then we should consider those as enemy entity. I know a lot of people made apologies. Oh, we don't kill humanitarian. Let me tell you, La Republic and France is ready to do anything to tarnish the course of this revolution, to tarnish the integrity of this revolution, to make it look like we don't want peace, we are ruthless, we are this. But meanwhile, they are the ones that have been doing all the killings, that have been causing all the destruction. And with the recent beheading that we have seen, La Republic started beheading some Soya, so they can pay anybody to do any dirty thing for them. They have shown over the time, they have arrested our innocent civilians, they have killed innocent people, they kill babies. So they are the ones capable of such brutality, and anybody who is aligning or siding with them to tarnish the integrity of this revolution, they will fail, because this revolution is not governed by that. And if the international community want to tell us Amazonians that they are stupid to believe that over the year when we came out with peace plans, we came out with peace plan on the 22nd of September 2017. We were shot from airplane. We students from University of BUEA were protesting and shouting no violence. They were made to drink mud And if coming from the place of peaceful demonstration, and La Republic came shooting people from house to house in BUEA, Moyoka, and all those areas in Fako, and the international community want to come now to accuse us and be blaming both sides, that type of hypocrisy, Amazonia is off it. We are off it. We are not going to tolerate all that nonsense anymore. So now we are here to fight and defend our territory, because we are not looking for trouble. If they want the war to end like the ceasefire they claim, they should pack and leave our territory. It's as simple as that. Thank you very much, Marichel.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lady Casey. That was an explicit one. Without taking much of our time, ladies and gentlemen, you are on the horizon, the voice of the Amber Woman on ABC TV. You are welcome today again to listen and share and see and feel how we are really bleeding. We are so concerned, like women, most especially with the recent images that have been flooding the social media, women being beheaded, women being beaten to death, claiming to be that they are blacklegs, they are working with the enemy. This, as women, we are putting and adding our voice to it, that in any ramification, we condemn such an action. We condemn deeply such actions in Amazonia. It is not the standpoint of the interim government of Dr. Sako. It is not the standpoint of our Restoration Council. It's not the restoration. It's not the standpoint for the values that the fighting, the liberation for Amazonia is meant for. If you have your, we know that we have our liberation forces on ground. They are for the liberation of Amazonia. All the the killings, the kidnappings, the beating, the fightings and everything. Ladies and gentlemen, we as women, we are ready to add our voices to tell you that it is not what we know, it's not what we support. No matter what, killings, beheading of civilians, not even those that are on war front, it is something that we reject, we renounce, we denounce. It is not, we are not for it. We stand in this platform in the horizon and denounce such killings, no matter the reasons. Ladies and gentlemen, the ladies in the panel are equally willing to come up to share their views, to talk on this killing in Moyoka, killing in the other places. Ladies and gentlemen, I will call the other sisters to come up one by one. Ma Ann, could you just come and talk to the Amazonian people concerning this barbaric
Thank you, Marshall.
act?
Thank you, Marshall. Thank you, the fellow viewers, for joining in. This is the Horizon, the women's platform. Marshall, talking about the incident in Moyoka still leaves me heartbroken. Believe me, I've not fully recovered from the video I watched. If I knew that how graphic that video was, I wouldn't have watched that video. When I saw it, I thought they were just hitting the woman until I saw blood coming. I was like, what? Then I realized they were beheading her. How long is this going to continue? But we all know it's only a way to intimidate us. They did that to Samsoya. They did that to other people. They burned people in their houses. They changed our people, our Amber brothers to death. Now they have started beheading our own sisters. They are using women now because the whole world is aware that they are killing the young men. So now the women are the target. Believe me, I didn't sleep that night. And I know this draft, the first thing is that this draft money, this draft has rendered La Republique speechless. They have nothing on their table left. They have exhausted all on their agenda, and now they have resorted into just killing. And then, in French we say sagat. So once it has spoiled, let's spoil it. So they are just going out killing everybody to tack it on our restoration forces. So Atanganji has his boys. Dion Gute, all of them, they have their boys. Even the late Chief Mukete had his own boys. So what they are doing now, my country people has his own boys. Now all of them, Amber fighters do not have some identity cards to present somewhere that we issue to them to show that they are Amber fighters. Any normal human being, even like Republic military, once they take off those their uniforms, they can pose as Amber fighters. And that is what they want the international community to believe, that our own boys can go that low to behead their own women. God forbid, Ambazonia will never do that. We all know the regime that is committing such havoc on the people. And you know what? No matter what they do, we are not going to give up. Everybody knows it. I just read a post from Professor Lumumba, who says that the atrocities of BUEA are just unacceptable. That the AU should step in as soon as possible to tame BUEA. So people like him already understand the regime. The United Nations might be quiet, but they know it. It's just that some people say their hands are tied. Tied by who? By France. We all know. We are suffering like this because of France. So if people like Professor Lumumba are already seeing everything and knowing that La Republic is the one doing it, why are we bothered? We should only be bothered that they are killing our people. Because when we finally restore our freedom, we need everybody intact to celebrate with us in BUEA. We cannot live here on our own to go down and celebrate. And Malcolm X once said, a man who believes in freedom will do anything under the sun to acquire or preserve that freedom. And that is what we are going to do. No matter what La Republic does, we are not going to step down. We will keep fighting and fighting until we reach BUEA. So no matter what they do, and we want the IG to know that no matter what, the 99% of the people believe in the IG. They know that the IG has a focus, and that focus is BUEA. So no matter what the enablers, the blacklegs, the team of the Republic to do to our people back home, it will not scare us one bit, not even an inch. I'm not scared, but I'm only heartbroken that so many lives have to be lost just because of a freedom that is rightfully ours, a land that is ours. Where did we go wrong? Where did we go wrong? What happened to Article 1906 of the United Nations Charter that clearly states our right to self-determination? What happened to it? Why is the United Nations quiet? Or are we the ones making up this story that we were a separate nation before joining this crooked regime? Are we the ones making it up? Is it not documented in the archives of the United Nations? Is there nobody? I always ask myself: is there nobody or no group of persons that can really go out on the street and march and demand this so-called United Nations? Because I believe United Nations has to be to be reconstructed. So BUEA should be trying to reconstruct the United Nations if he has that guts to even reconstruct his palace at A2D. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ma. And really, each time, I always say everyday hemorrhage. It's not only the physical one that we will see blood flowing here and there, and we say things are not, things are really getting out of hand. Really, freedom is dear. Freedom is not free. It is a sad thing that our people really have to pay, and paying dearly with their blood. Innocent men and women, children, young men and women with prospects for the future, they have to pay dearly with their lives. It is a very sad thing. Because when I listen, Dr. Tafale Balewa said that if you people are going to join French Cameroon, a people that have another culture, another beliefs, you will suffer for the rest of your life if at a certain point nothing is done. It is that time, that certain time, certain point in time that is now, with this never again generation, never give up generation. It is sad, as my aunt said, our people are dying, but we will not be pushed. We will not be weary. We will not give up. United Nations, the women of Amazonia are calling out to you. Security Council, we know there is France, there is China, there is the US, who are the permanent members. And France, they have their grip very deep inside La République. We are appealing to the other nations to listen to the cry of Amazonia, to the mothers of Amazonia, and do something. Ma Comfort, I'm going to call you, because now like this, another trick, another maneuver is ongoing. It baffles me to say people who say they have given up, they have dropped down their guns, those fake, I will call them Amber Boys because they are not our liberation forces. Those are the ones that end that name, Amber Boys. How could they say they have handed over their guns? They don't want the war to continue. They have gone to sit in the DRC camp, and then at the same time, they begin to rumor that they have escaped. How do you see this kind of a lie in broad daylight? My Comfort, please try to wash it down to the Amazonian people.
Okay, thank you, Ma Rachel. I'm afraid if I get derailed, don't bring me back, because that's the direction I want to take now. I want to add my voice. There are questions that Ma Ande just asked. Where did we go wrong? Why is the United Nations organizations sitting, keeping quiet, and watching the genocide get worse every day? And you, Ma Rachel, you said the United Nations Development Program, the UNDP, that is promoting reconstruction in Amazonia, is a branch of the United Nations. Lady Casey says if the United Nations is stupid to see that we are being killed like this, I want to remind us, I have another way of asking, who is perpetrating the genocide on the people of Amazonia? The genocide is happening and it's getting worse every minute, thanks to the conspiracy between the United Nations organization, France, the United Kingdom, where I am, and the République du Cameroon of Paul Biya. That is exactly what is happening. Because many times, like Lady Casey said, these people, especially the United Nations, have watched people put on their regalia, put on their costume, and they pose as United Nations organization. They use guns and shoot our people dead. They have never issued a statement to that. Did they see it or not? What did that mean? Why do they let somebody pose wrongly on their behalf and they let it go? So it is a conspiracy that they are putting on. And I am speaking here as a woman, as a mother, as a wife, as somebody who has born children. I know what it means losing your own child. I don't know what it means because I've not lost a child, but I know what it means losing a pregnant sister. I know what it means watching fellow women being shot dead with a baby feeding on their breasts and their feet burnt to ashes, and the United Nations watch while they do it wearing their uniforms. It cannot happen anymore. About this drama, they have a trick because all of them, they plan it together. All of these things that are happening out there, they plan it together, send the old man, the octogenarian person in Yaoundé, Etuti, to go and execute it. All right. Each time any significant thing happens in this revolution, they come up with a distraction. The killing of a woman, the lady that was killed a couple of days ago, brutally butchered in front of the whole world. It was planned by France, the United Nations, England, and La République du Cameroon, Why? Because they want to ignore the inhumane nature in which they treated late brother Thomas Tangen, who was laid to rest today in Mbot village in Dongamanton County, because the treatment they gave him from the moment he was abducted for a crime he never committed to the life he spent under under in darkness in the underground prisons in Etudi, to be cuffed on a hospital bed and left to die like an animal is all planned and executed by the United Nations, France, England, and they use the corpses of Etudi to do that for them. So nobody should ask them what are they doing. It is about you and I to fight and take what is rightfully ours, because we wait for these people. For your information, if somebody can make an excerpt of this for the entire United Nations and the world to hear, is that Comfort of Amazonia says the United Nations is only here to do what? To legalize neocolonialism and promote war, especially in the type of world, the parts of the world like Amazonia and La République du Cameroon, such that they fight and they sneak themselves amongst us, milk us dry of our product, of our natural resources. We know all of these things, but enough of it. Let them steal from us for how much they want to. But our lives, the lives of our children, the lives of our husbands, the lives of our parents, our livelihoods, over 500 villages that have been burnt down, the crops that have been destroyed, our girls that have been raped, then the United Nations sees it because they put on their uniforms to go and commit those crimes, and they find nothing wrong with it because they plan it and ask for it to be executed. They saw them. They saw it. They saw it when their people wore those things, the UN, and shot our people dead. They keep on watching them every day, write wrong reports, and present about us. They see Paul Biya send his people to go and kill this woman in order to cover the crime that they committed on Thomas, because it was out there and it's boiling. They just want to seal it because after burial it would have been over, because all of our attention has been misdirected to Moyoka. I am not saying that the death of my sister doesn't hurt me. It does hurt, but they killed her to distract our attention and the attention of the international community down there, so that Thomas will be buried and that would be it. But we are so wise, and Ambazonians, sympathizers, we can only fight and take back what rightly belongs to us. Ambazonia can only be taken back. We are in a liberation struggle, and nobody dares stand on our way. Whoever they call the men of God, whatever they did in BUEA is not on our behalf. It's not, because we can only make it to BUEA. We can only make it to BUEA because we have had enough, and enough is enough to the international community, to the federalists, to whoever call themselves men of God, to whoever calls themselves whatever. We don't understand that kind of language. What we know and which will happen is BUEA must come. BUEA will happen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma Comfort. It is not for nothing that we have this theme, an eye on BUEA and an eye on the enemy. Ladies and gentlemen, you are on the horizon. The women are airing out their views. They are airing out themselves, because we are mothers, we are wives, we are aunties. We can't just sit down and see our fellow women, seeing our sons, seeing our husbands being butchered and shed out there for no good reason. It pains me personally because I know what is going on perfectly well within the prison walls. La République, anybody that is going out there thinking that you could still dine with the enemy, it is a very big disgrace. It is a shame. It is myopic. It is frustrating, because for 4 years now, do you look around you and say all is well? Do you yourself, being a minister or whosoever in Yaoundé, coming from the northern zone or from the southern zone, do you rest? Do you really sleep at ease? not have peace of mind? Are you not tired to be the ones that go home and bring boys to come and do house boys for people in Yaoundé, to come and do gate men, bring girls to come and do babysitters? Was that what your own people were cut for? Is that a destiny they were given? That tertiary schools, technical schools that were meant for young men and women to go out there and learn a trade, you sit and watch them being closed down, and you think they all what people need to is to become just farmers, just become babysitters and drivers and gate men and women, up to the extent that you see young men and women who have been boggled up and dumped into the dungeons of La Republique die every day. Those in BUEA, if you want to count those in BUEA Central Prison, from 2019 up to now, about 6 of them have died. And this is a strategic form for which they leave the people, they are sick on their beds, they leave them when they are 10 minutes to die, they rush them to the hospital, so that it shouldn't go down in history that this person died in prison. This is a shame and an abuse and insult to humanity. And to all of you there, big brothers and mothers who are sitting in Yaoundé, feeding yourself fat, thinking that you are a minister, you are a disgrace. A brother of yours just died in Yaoundé with a chain on his hand, attached to an iron bed in the hospital. Are you at rest? You think because you are sitting and living in a mansion, you think you have life? You are a dead living corpse. If it were not your brother, if it were not your husband, if it were not your son, it was another woman's son who bore him for 9 months and delivered him. And is somebody's husband, is somebody's father. Do you sleep at night? It is a very shameful thing. Because of money, you become a Judas. But let me tell you, all of you have declared yourself. You are hung. You already hung the same way Judas hung himself after spilling the 30 pieces of silver. Because you will equally die, you will be buried, you will go with nothing. If you think that the blood of your people, the life of your people are nothing to you, where you think you can manipulate, you can sleep, you can stretch out yourself, fill your garages with cars, and you think that is life, sorry, let me tell you, you are your own shadow. You are your own shadow, because you don't have rest of mind. As long as the children of Amazonia are being unjustly killed, young, prosperous young girls, you cajole them into foolish of 10,000, 5,000, and deceive them to go and entangle themselves in some kind of act of betrayal. Is that what you will teach your own daughters? No, your own daughter is in Oxford. Your own is in America, studying in one house that you've gone and bought and put them inside there. They are living very well. And you call yourself a woman. It is coming. It is coming. Lady Casey, my dear sister in the liberation struggle, I know you have something to say. All of us, even those that are not on this show, those that are willing to call in to contribute, the call number will soon be put on the screen. If you have something to say, you can call us and share your own points. But while waiting for that, I will bring in our sister Lady Casey to equally add her voice on these killings that are going on and the maneuvers that the Republic is using to blindfold our people. Lady Casey, you are welcome.
Thank you very much, Marachel. La Republique tactics have not changed. It's old approach, that have been used. The oppressing, the manipulation, the deception, the bribery and corruption in the highest order. That's what they have been doing for long, since the beginning of uh, ACC1, ACC2, all Anglophone conference. So that's the meaning of the ACC. Then into SCNC, they will see the most influential person in an Anglophone group. They will give them a ministerial position. They will give them a lot of money. Then the real ones, the ones that are money, there is nothing that can buy their freedom, because you have to be free within, you have to be liberated from inside, you have to have been consumed by the idea of liberation to be able to resist any temptation to defer from your course. So when they notice this, they chase them abroad, they harass them and lock them in prison, they assassinate most of them. This is what they have been doing. This is what they have been doing for a long time. And we can see today from people who were instrumental in this liberation, how today they say X, tomorrow they talk Y, today they understand the liberation movement, the next minute they say, people who said that if La Republic, when they were asking for federation, does not give federation, there will be time when no one wants to talk about federation. It will be independence. Today, they are not even for federation. You don't even know when they are. They are the one accusing restoration fighters for what La Republique is concocting to distract the international community from the barbaric act, from the barbaric and cruel treatment that they treat our people in their detention, in their dungeons. How can they chain somebody to die? How, which is the lowest way for an person to die than what La Republique have been doing to us? So we are completely to La Republique, we are dead. So now we should not be scared of nothing else. All this manipulation and all these killings and all this destruction by the enemy forces, even some of them coming as brothers. We should not tolerate none of that. We should not. This is war. It's not time for any sentiment. We are sad and aggrieved by this brutality that La Republique is increasing on our people day by day. But the sad part of this increase in brutality is that they're using those of our origin and identity to met this brutality on us. But our restoration fighters will make their announcement soon, and we will retaliate proportionately, because we have endured a lot from La Republique cruelty, and no, there is nothing. There is nothing. I think Ma Comfort or Ma Ann said that if we have decided that it's liberation we want, and that is what we will fight for till the last man standing. Like Weber told them that when injustice becomes law, resistance becomes a duty. And it's a duty for every Southern Cameroonian of good conscience to know that we are standing for our liberation. This liberation struggle, we must get to BUEA. And we must get to BUEA putting, like we know, putting an eye on the enemy. And we are not only going to be putting an eye on the enemy henceforth, we are going to be addressing the enemy accordingly if it is any hindrance on our journey to freedom, which is landing in BUEA. Thank you very much, Ma Rachel.
Thank you very much, Lady Casey. Thank you very much. There is another plea or challenge that I want to give to every woman, every Ambazonian mother, every Ambazonian wife, every Ambazonian girl out there. It is getting out of hand. If you say you are for the liberation of Ambazonia, we all have been crying out that we need a third party into the mediation and the discussion for the liberation of Ambazonia. The Swiss talk, the Swiss talk is ongoing. Up to now, there is no other talk that has taken any bold step. There's no other group of people that we have heard that they have really endorsed them. Mothers of Amazonia, please don't only wear a red and white and we do not see the actions that you are taking, because they say action speaks louder than words. Come out, support the people who are going to Swiss, holding the Swiss talk. At least if all of us, the Amazonian women, we try to support it, I think it's going to take us a long way. And ladies and gentlemen, Mark Comfort has something to say about the human rights groups and the Human Rights Watch in Cameroon. Let me put it that way because I wonder if they are for Amazonia. So before Mark Comfort will come, please let's take this call.
Right.
Hello, hello, caller. Hello, yeah, my patience. Good evening. Yeah, you are on to the horizon. You're welcome, ma.
Thank you so much. Greetings, my strong ladies. Greetings, as I know all on for ground zero. Everybody will listen to the program. I thank una plenty. Ladies, wonderful presentation. You just mentioned something about the women coming together. I want call right now for really say it be important. Say make every woman, they call them tackle them. Make them all come out for endorse this Swiss talk. Women they get power plenty. Women they be peacemakers. For every revolution, women they get for the forefront. They feel make the biggest change. September 22nd they come when we remember that the way more people with peace plan and all the like. Women they come out with their red attire, red tie, white clothes and all the like.
Yeah.
But they come again in about a month from now. We for Horizon, we don't start appeal, say we women there, small, we need to start plan for this day. If all women them come forcefully, challenge, they say, the bird in hand is worth two in the bush. We know say this war not end only for fight. They go for judge and for case, for table. We, now the public will sit down for table for one end. We want to call ourselves separatists. There will be restoration. We want we independence. We'll sit down for the other end. We will judge this case for finding root cause. They call us a root cause without any precondition. So if anybody there will even one medicine end, we don't discuss how we will kick you with people. Every day it don't even increase, it don't worse. And they work every day and see new video and say, now what is this? They want finish with people in the country. If we all want medicine end, by the time this will start nice, we all will women there. And then when I start plan that day, we'll get meetings and we will invite one all. We will all plan. Talk with one voice, say, may they Swiss people them. They take this thing, they go to make them with that team, Amazonia, where they represent most of us. Now chooses of people they don't ever join them because of selfish reasons. But maybe all we should down together endorse the peace process, make a good finish this problem for us. Because as soon as they go for that table, this all this people will go for ground zero will end. So that's our prayer. I thank una plenty. God bless una. Thanks for the marvelous job. Bye for now.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, my patience. Thank you, my patience. Thank you very much for that contribution. Really, it's just there like saying me and you be the thing the same. We thank God because everything where two or more are gathered, God is there. So my voice and the other voice, and I know it's in the hearts of all of our sisters that are here, and for many that are for this struggle, it's in our hearts. God has ordained it, and it shall come to pass. So before my patients came in, I mentioned that Ma Comfort has something. She is really burning inside with this issue, and I will Ma Comfort just go ahead and make your points clear towards the human rights activities and some people who are behind them. You're welcome.
Right. Thank you once again, Ma Rachel. I think that caller may want to wait because can't wait anymore. If maybe we want to take down this number and talk first. I'm sorry. So this goes first of all to the human rights communications person or whoever she is, Ilaria Allegory. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrongly. Really do forgive me. I am speaking from here like woman to woman. That Ilaria, before being a human rights worker, she is a woman. Whether she is married or not, it doesn't matter. Whether she has a child or not, it doesn't matter. What matters here is the saying that goes in Amazonia, where I come from, that a child belongs to its mother only when it is in the womb. And the moment this child is born, that child is Ilaria's child, it is my child, it is your child, and they are our children. If not for any reason, but for the fact that Ilaria has watched women, pregnant women being shot dead. Ilaria has watched and written a report about the Ngarbu incidents and many other things that are happening. And they go out to write or say some other thing that is contrary to the reality on the ground. It is a shame. And we want to say it point blank that we, the women of Amazonia, cannot accept it and we don't take it lying. Now, to the human rights chiefs, human rights, whatever they are, the types of Agbonkongo, Agbobala Kongo, yeah, excuse me. He is a human right, whatever he wants to be, for all I care. But I want to remind him because I have just seen the headlines. I have not read deep into it, but I am coming back. But I want to remind him that for him to have written a detailed and a meaningful, senseful report about the humanitarian or the human rights abuses that just occurred in Amazonia a couple of days ago, the killing of this lady and the killing of many of our children, the killings that are being organized and perpetrated by their likes. I want to remind Agbon Kongo that he was there when Pinyin happened. He was there when Bali happened. He was there when Gabu happened. Children were murdered. A whole family was wiped out. He was there when Babanki happened. A breastfeeding mother was shot dead while this little boy is sucking the breasts and her feet were burnt to ashes. He never wrote a report. And if at all he did, excuse me, forgive me because I have not seen it. Forgive me if you did. You don't just want to be so humanitarian that even they throw you out of some job, out of that place because they don't need you. You don't listen. But please watch out when you think that you can step on our toes and get away with it, especially when we are hurting, especially when our hearts are bleeding. If Agbobala is still writing some humanitarian reports, reporting what he knows that is done by his people, Bodia and the rest, and try to blame it on us, then we have scores to settle, which means Amazonia may not be accessible to some of their time. And for your information, if you are doing this, Agbopala and the rest, thinking that you are doing it to preserve some federalism, I would like to remind you that federalism was dead and buried that weekend when Brother Tassan Wilfred said, if that be the case, let us wait for Monday to come and let's see who owns Amazonia. The moment he called it Amazonia and waited for Monday, Monday came and here we are since that Monday. So, federalism had died that weekend. Brother Tassan said it. If that be the case, let's wait till Monday comes and let's see who owns Amazonia. That was it. Until 2016, when Sisiku got it declared out there, our restoration declared. It was a week-long preparation. And that was the weekend when Sisiku unleashed the Takenbe. That is how long gone the restoration or the federalism is dead and buried in our homeland. So if you are fighting for some federalism, you have a choice because it is a free world. You want to build a republic. You want to do some federal whatever thing you want to do. Just go over across the Mungo, go over across Matazin, and do that over La République du Cameroon. You don't dare provoke us. You don't dare mock at us. You don't dare add pain to the injury that we have already enough. Enough of this nonsense, which has to stop because we can't take it anymore. We can't take it anymore. They have thrown you out of
Thank you,
your
Ma.
job. Last time when they locked you up, we slept on the streets. People had pregnant women were there, babies were there. They slept on the streets for your freedom. And when you came out, the next thing you did was forget about us, which we don't care because we're moving on. But stay on your lane. Thank you, Ma Rachel.
Thank you very much, Mark. Comfort. Thank you very much. I will not say that. I wouldn't say anything on that because it is just what it is. If I have to say something, I will have to go back to the days in prison when I used to organize to see that they had food in prison. So God is on our side, and the people of Amazonia have shown their resilience. We are not going back. It was even since 1984 when His Royal Highness von Gojidinka reminded the Amazonian people that um, Paul, Paul Biya himself of La Republique has already taken out themselves. They have seceded from what they even were deceiving us. He made it clear that this is time for our people to, I was still I was a child growing up. I used to see when those meetings were going on, people were blaming him that he had started. I will not forget. It was that same year that there was coup d'etat in Yaoundé. I will not forget. I remember all those things. When he said it, he was locked up. The Momo people gathered and they said that they wanted to calm him down, not to bring those trouble. Bia La Republique themselves went out. So if any Ambazonia, because that was then when Bia moved from this to La Republique du Cameroon. So if any Ambazonia in their right senses is denying Ambazonia today, I wonder them, how can you be a slave? They free you and you refuse to take your freedom. You say, Master, no, still chain me, still chain me, still chain me, the suffer me. Until the people where they say they don't go learn law, international law, they say there be human rights till today. Really, Barrister Congo they used to disgrace people. It is disgrace itself, then disgrace we because then disgrace Ambazonia. When they ask am say who side you comot and white man need say know the true story for all dis thing, then if you see you Ambazonia pikin you come for meeting, you dey try for help
Absolutely.
dem play the card. Is it not a disgrace? And you say you don read law, you be lawyer, you be barrister, you be human right. Abeg go wash. Make una no make am make person talk because e dey pain person. If you never if your pikin never die, your papa never die, your mommy never die, your sister, at least your neighbor don die. Person wey you know dem don just unjustly just cut the life short. Then you come, you go dey talk say dey write some fake report dem. You dey sleep? Do you sleep? Na the disgrace people o. According to Nigerian man go say una e fall people their hand. It's not good.
God.
It's not good at all. Our dear caller who might be listening to us, really, we are very sorry because we started late. We could have taken all the calls today because the number is out there. But I don't know. Let me try to get this brother. He or she has really been persistent. If he can come up and really make points. And Lady Casey,
Oh, that's
please,
the
I
other
beg.
brother.
Yes. I beg. Hello. Hello. Good evening. You are onto the horizon. You are welcome. Thank you for participating. Mhm. Do you have something to share with us, a concern?
Well, we are just praying for this thing for us to succeed in this right now. And
Okay.
I'm happy when I hear that they let the process the Swiss led process is coming up. So I don't know if there's a way for us to support. We have about three of us here. who can support the lead process.
Okay, brother, thank you very much for your contribution. We are going to get back to you and we will talk and let you know whatever thing you plan to do. We rub minds with you, and then the Swiss talk is ongoing. We are appealing that now that the 22nd of September is coming, the women are getting ready to come out in their red and white, in their Takumbe outfit, to add their voice to say we are in support for the Swiss talk, because that is the only platform that we've had throughout this time. Is the only platform where we have had a third party willing to come and hear, and calling on La Republique to come and sit with us on the table. Let's start talking. That is the only platform. That's why we are calling on every woman. September is just in 2 weeks' time. We are calling on every woman, Ambazonian woman, bona fide Ambazonian woman who has lost a sister, a brother, an uncle, a cousin, a neighbor, a child. If a child has ever sucked your breast, remember baby Martha that was shot. Remember the child that was roasted in cooking oil in Widikum or in Kendem, in Manu. So please, there are many other things that as a woman, if you are sleeping in peace and saying that it not concern me, that una Ambazonian thing, una still there, then you go ask yourself, say, I don't really know what way you stand for. Brother, thank you for your call. We'll be getting back to you and keep you in touch. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just sorry for my voice. Yeah, without we are crossing the bar of our time limit. We are sorry to have started today a little bit late, but I will give the platform to Ma Ann, Lady Casey, and Ma Comfort to give their last to give their word, not their last word, but a word for today for our people to take home. Ma Ann, could you go ahead?
Thank you, Ma Rachel. Thank you, televiewers. You are welcome once more to the Horizon. And we are sorry that this program could not be broadcasted live on Facebook, but a rebroadcast will be done. Thank you, Ma Comfort, for the wonderful presentation. Thank you, Lady Casey, and thank you, Ma Rachel, for always being there. And I want to say that for those who read Albert Einstein, he said, freedom in any case is only possible by constantly struggling for it. So we should not in any way give up until we get our freedom, because that is all what we want. If you, for those who have read Jean-Jacques Rousseau's the Social Contract, his opening statement is, man was born free, but everywhere in chains. But do you know that we have used that quotation without knowing that in that book, he explained how man could unchain himself. So we are going to unchain ourselves and write our own history. So all of us watching, all of us sitting here, we need everyone on board. We need everyone on board to get to BUEA. No one person alone cannot go to BUEA. And we need everyone. Whether you think you are more Ambazonian than others, or that we are more Ambazonian than you, no, all of us are equal Ambazonians. Please, we need everyone on board. We have suffered so unjustly in the hands of La Republique to keep quiet. No matter where you are, don't think that this is something that it was meant only for these women on this screen. No, it was not meant for us. The time is always right to do what is right. That is what Martin Luther King Jr. said. And he still said, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But by any means, keep moving. So no matter where you are, if you think you don't have a foot to run, my brother, crawl until we get to BUEA. Because BUEA needs all of us. Do you think La Republique is stupid to keep us suffering like this, to try to derail our way to our liberation? Because they know they stand to gain and we stand to lose. lose if they keep holding on to us. We cannot be happy slaves. We are tired of being the patient dog that waits for the fleshy bones. But we have that is how the saying used to go. A patient dog eats the fattest bone. But what if the master is wicked? Yes, it doesn't work because we have been the patient dog of wicked masters. And it is time for us to stand up now and say, we will kill our own car, eat and give the masters the bones. We will not feed from bones that come from our own flock. We will feed from the flesh and the beggars will feed from our bones. So I call on all of you to stand up today, especially the women. This thing was not meant for Lady Casey, for Ma Comfort, for Ma Rashid, for Ma Patient, for Ma Irene, for me, or for Ma Marianta. It is meant for everybody. We need you. You have Ma Rachel's number. You can call her, say, Ma Rachel, I want to be part of any show. You will be on ABC to tell Ambazonians what you have in your mind. So please, we call on all the women to join, please. We want everybody, and thank you once more for not giving up. But keep drafting, keep supporting ABC, keep supporting the interim government, keep supporting Team Act. Thank you, and have a nice week.
Thank you, Ma, and thank you very much. Wow, it was not by error; it was by divine appointment. Lady
I'm
Casey,
honored.
I will come to you. Are you still there?
The technician is there, of course.
Yes,
Well,
yes, I'm here. Thank you, thank you.
thank
And
you.
thank all our televiewers and those who have been watching us on YouTube and satellites, and those who join YouTube through Facebook. I also want to announce that our ABC Amber TV draft is coming up on the 30th of August, and it will be broadcasted live on ABC Amber TV. And all the information you need, you can contact myself, Ma Rachel, Ma Comfort, or any other host on ABC TV for further if you need any information of your payment method. And Ma Anne have said it all about this fight. This fight is our life. There is no other reason more worthy to be alive as an Ambazonia at this time than to be part of the liberation struggle. There's absolutely no other worthy reason. There's nothing on earth beyond this battle, beyond this liberation war as it is now as an Ambazonia. So be part of change, be part of history, and be part of the glory of Amazonia. So thank you all. Thank you all for your participating, and thank all those who have been drafting and are continuing to draft. Take care and have a great weekend. And also stay tuned on ABC, because just after the horizon, we will be having Amber Focus. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lady Casey. The ABC draft, please, ladies and gentlemen, it is sounding pom param param. It is that draft that we need so that ABC should, because you will be watching us, you will watch the analyst, you will watch Amber Focus, you will watch
Oh, yeah.
Country Route, so many other things that you will watch. Please come and draft 30th of August. We are just letting you know. My comfort. Tell our people what they should take home.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you, dear panelists, sweet sisters. I just love you all. Thank you for the great and powerful presentation. And to dear fellow Ambazonians, dear sympathizers of the Ambazonia liberation struggle, I am just here once again to reiterate on what Rachel has just said about the Swiss-led negotiation. So people should not take it for granted. Let us not listen to distractions. We are doing the Ambazonia war draft now, raising money to repel the enemy who declared war on us. That is an international right. We are doing the right thing, and the international community is aware of it. On the other hand, no matter how much we fight, because we can only fight to finally get our liberation, no matter how much we fight, the end station will only be on a negotiation table. That is why the Swiss-led negotiation is inevitable. We cannot ignore it. We don't listen to naysayers who are criticizing it, but they've got nothing to offer. Let us focus, like Amber focused on Lady Casey, and let us move on doing the right thing, because Amazonia will be us, will be ours before we even realize it. Let us not be fooled, because from the activities of the international community and the rest, we know ourselves that we are on our own. But yes, of course, we are capable of liberating ourselves, because we've got what it takes to get ourselves liberated. We've got what it takes to exist as a whole country. I just pray for strength. My most respect goes to the Amazonia Restoration Forces. Once again, my heartfelt condolence to the families that have lost loved ones. And I mourn the sister who was murdered and butchered in cold blood. And a word to the international community: we are not joking. We are at war. Women of Amazonia are hurting. And enough is enough. BUEA shall come. It's only a matter of when and not if. Thank you, Marijo.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mark Comfort. We thank you very much. First of all, I want to apologize to the callers who have been struggling to call from ground zero. We are sorry that we could not pick your calls, but I have replied to your concerns. Please let us know when everything is improved. Oh, we are so sorry. And to this show, I want to thank these wonderful women, these women who have said that since Amazonia is not sleeping, they too will not sleep. Ma Ann, I thank you. Ma Comfort, I thank you. Lady Casey, I thank you. And many other sisters who have taken time to pass through this program on the horizon to share their voice one way or the other, trying to improve or to encourage our people. I just want to say you are all wonderful. We love you all. We thank you. And for our mothers and our sisters who are suffering, mourning a child or a sister, an auntie, a brother who has gone down because of this revolution, we are with you. We feel your pain. That is why we come out here, not minding what everyone is having negative concern. We say our mind, because a corpse is not afraid of the grave. So the Ambazonian women speaking out here, we are sharing the burden and letting you know that you are not alone in the refugee camps, in prison, as IDPs, having lost your home. You don't know what to cook, you don't know where your children are. Those languishing in prison, they don't know where their families are. It is a very, very, very painful thing. If you do not know, I am very close to the door. It is very painful for somebody to call you from prison to say, my child is sick and there is nobody to take care of my child because I am languishing in the dungeons. As a woman, you will not sleep. That is what I experience nearly every day. Please, ladies and gentlemen, women, come out and support this liberation. Put your money, put your time, add your voice. It will go a long way to the international community. International community, we know that you have the say, but God has the final say. Do the responsibility that God Jehovah Almighty has given you to be the watchdog on earth. Don't let La République and France and China and the rest kill the people of Amazonia because of silver and gold. Because none of us will ever go with silver and gold to our graves. Please, we are appealing to you. Listen to the cries of the women of Amazonia. We are grateful for today for this wonderful show. We are looking forward to meet again next Friday, probably with this same our wonderful sisters, with other group of sisters who are willing to share their voice on the horizon. We are thankful for the gift of life, and we pray that God who ordained our liberation struggle will see us through to BUEA. Thank you very much. And don't forget the ABC Amber TV draft. Don't forget your CID. Don't forget your LGA register. Don't forget your county. Support the boys on ground zero. Support the boys in prison. Support those in refugee camps. And it shall be well with us all. Thank you very much and stay blessed. till we meet again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.